What's going on, everyone? Look at me in my rare tank top mode, wearing my Never Sleep Again Freddy Krueger tank top, which when I went to Disney earlier this year was fun to see parents' reactions to me wearing this throughout the Disney parks. It was a lot of fun, in my opinion. I like making people look at me and say, like, what's wrong with that guy? Look at him, he's got dyed hair and a bunch of tattoos. He must be trouble. And you're right, I am. So today I'm going to talk about a film streaming on Shudder. This is not a new film. This is a film that came out in 2014, but I just thought it would be interesting to talk about. This was a film I saw some people posting about on Twitter. I follow a lot of really great people on Twitter who put out a lot of really great recommendations. And I watch a lot of these films, and typically I enjoy them. And the film I'm going to be talking about today is Jamie Marks is Dead. Jamie Marks is Dead is directed by Carter Smith. No one seemed to care about Jamie Marks until after his death. Hoping to find the love and friendship he never had in life, Jamie's ghost visits former classmate Adam McCormick, drawing him into the bleak world between the living and the dead. This is a film that I thought had a lot of potential when it started. I really enjoyed how this movie began. I thought it was a really great mystery, very similar vibes to a lot of those like coming of age-esque horror films. This felt like a book I probably would have read in like my junior or senior year of high school. The disappointing and unfortunate part of this film is it kind of just falls flat on its face after its introduction. So you have this character, Jamie, who is dead early on in the film. We don't know what happened to him. Then you have our lead character, Adam, who get introduced to his home life. His mom's played by Liv Tyler. He lives with his brother. Just the three of them, him and his brother, have kind of a shitty relationship. Liv Tyler seems to be kind of like an absent mom, not really involved in his life very much. And early on in the film, she gets into a car accident and is paralyzed, which creates a whole nother thing for him. He starts seeing this girl named Grace, who is the one who found the body of Jamie, and he goes over to her house one night to see her rock collection, and they go and they're hanging out together, and she looks out her window and she acts all weird. He goes and looks out the window and they see Jamie standing there, his dead self. She acts like she never saw him. He starts appearing to them and talking to them as if he is still alive. And he like asks our lead character to like say words to him, and there's all these like intimate moments together between the two of them. Come to find out that he was gay, and that's a big part of the film, is his sexual identity and not feeling accepted. But the problem that I have with this movie as a whole is I feel like it never focuses heavily enough on that element for it to really resonate and really stick with you, because this movie jumps all over the place, and it's really hard for me to say that I liked it, because there were elements I liked. I liked the bleak nature of the film. The cinematography wasn't really anything spectacular. It was kind of just run-of-the-mill, like this coming of age type of story where our lead character kind of comes to terms with his own identity in a way and how he sees himself. But it jumps all over the place. Like I said, you have this thing with Liv Tyler's character. She gets in a car accident and she's paralyzed from the waist down. And Judy Greer shows up, who I normally love Judy Greer, but she is like completely underutilized in this film as the woman who is in the car accident with her and causes Liv Tyler to become paralyzed. But the two of them spend all this time together, but there is no real like redemption for either character. It just seems like something shoehorned into the film to make it feel more miserable, because the film already feels like you're already like, wow, I feel so terrible for this kid, especially when you're getting information about like his identity and how he presents himself, and you're like, God, this kid had a miserable life where he wasn't accepted for who he was, and you try to attach to that, and then it kind of just jumps all over the place that you get introductions into these other ghosts that are in this like cavern-esque area where I'm guessing they're implying that this is where you move on. The way the film ends is so kind of just like, well, it happened. I didn't really get anything out of it. And that's what was disappointing. I felt like there were so many good ideas, and I'm assuming this had to be based on like a young adult novel or something, and that the director was trying to adapt this in the best way that he could. I really liked the element of the film where they would like go into the closet together and like be able to go from one place to another. That was pretty unique visually, but I felt like even the relationship between our two lead characters, obviously one is dead and you're trying to learn what happened. Did he kill himself? Did somebody murder him? What was going on? And so little information is revealed, and other than his attachment to our lead character and like how he viewed him. He makes this comment about watching him run track later, and you can tell that there's like these stronger feelings towards him. But I feel like even the reciprocation on the other end from our lead character is never enough to really justify this relationship to where it's like both ends feel the exact same way about one another. It's like, oh, I'm more like I feel bad for this kid because he felt this way about me and now he's dead and I want him to have some kind of peace, which like, would be fine if it was written better. I don't know. I felt like it was so sloppily put together, and it was disappointing because I thought it had a really unique premise. And I'm a huge advocate for films that are pushing toward equality for sexuality, gender equality, making these LGBTQ films that are really bringing it into the norm and kind of putting these characters central. I just talked about a film, Crush, on Hulu, that's like a love triangle between three women, and it's handled pretty well to where it's not like ham-fisted and over the top. And I like seeing inclusivity in the scene and that there's more LGBTQ focused films being brought to the forefront, and this film just doesn't work on that level for me. It doesn't really work as a horror film. It kind of just it felt a little too bloated. The score was virtually non-existent, and then by the end I was like, well, I really wanted a lot more from that, but I didn't get it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Jamie Marks' Dead. I thought it was a pretty average film that didn't really go too far above to make it really connectable, and I was a little disappointed in it. So have you seen Jamie Marks' Dead? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie wasn't that great, and I'm disappointed because I thought it had a really unique premise. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.